Question 1. When constructing my music magazine, I had a list of key elements that I noted from professional magazines such as Vibe and RWD. I researched these magazines' brands due to its success and achievement it had again attained. After completing the case studies, I had a better insight into the key conventions that a music magazine should cover. These conventions included the masthead, coverlines, skylines, quotes, house styles, and color schemes. These are typical features of a magazine which builds a typical magazine cover. I made sure that I had used these conventions, adapting it to my house style and design choices in my music magazine to create an effective design to appeal to my selected target audience. My design contrasted to those professional magazines such as Vibe, therefore I knew I had covered these conventions components of the magazine. My masthead was placed at the top of the magazine, which is a distinctive feature for any magazine to do. I had various cover lines around my magazine and I had a teaser to lure the audience in. I positioned my skyline above the masthead. Again, this is a typical convention of a magazine and a common position for it. As I had planned to create a hip hop magazine, the shot types and angles were very unique as well as the choice of the costumes. I used a medium shot on my artist to show the visibility of features on my artist. I also chose this shot as I wanted the artist to hold equal dominance to the background, creating a 50-50 element. Furthermore, the angle of the shot helped create an effective shot as the angle was taken from above the hip, portraying a straightforward look and also a 50-50 element of making everything seem equal. The costume designated helped embrace the hip hop genre. The costume contained visual power and its denotation indicated wealth and power. The chosen clothing was classy and fitted with the color scheme, constructing a match design. To add to the costume and the type of shot, the lighting comprised helped generate the texture of the light and the light tone on the face made a bright design overall. Moreover, I also used a white backdrop connoting a better visual appearance on the artist, therefore his iconic figure can be displayed more clearly. Question 2. When designing my music magazine, I kept the social group into consideration so my magazine appeals to them directly. Other aspects, including the costume and language, were well thought out, so it referred to the precise social group, making my magazine very effective. For example, he was wearing a hat which represents the hip hop culture. The artist on the front of my magazine was a teenage Asian male. I selected a male instead of a female as I wanted my magazine to appeal to the male category generally, but can appeal to certain females fascinated into music magazines. Furthermore, the language I also used supported this social group. I made sure the language was attention-grabbing to my selected social group. From the DPS, the language seemed realistic and representing a young person in general talking about his music. I reinforced typical conventions of the hip-hop genre in terms of the person selected and the language spoken. Question 3. The media institution that I feel may distribute my media product is BAUER. After researching this institution, I found out that they have brands such as Mojo and Q, which is successful popular magazine. This institution have branded successful popular music magazines that are liked by the fans, and therefore I believe that this institution can brand my magazine to a popular level like Mojo. After carrying out further research on this institution, I found out that there is a gap in the market for my media product that has not been already branded in this institution. I realized that they did not have a genre for my magazine to categorize in, therefore my magazine can bring a whole new creation to the market. This organization has been great in making new magazines popular, and therefore I believe that they can brand my magazine to be just great as those currently existing like you. Question 4. My target audience will mainly be teenage Asian males aged from 15 up to 23. My target audience has been kept into consideration at all times during the production of my designing, therefore I know I met the criteria of the audience. It will be targeted at those that are fans of the hip hop genre. From feedback provided, more Asian male hip hop fans like my media product. From this, I found out that I had achieved my objective and appealed to my audience. Question 5. My model selector is aspirational to my target audience. The feedback from my website shows that the magazine is liked by my target audience, and therefore I know I have addressed my magazine to my audience well. The type of language I have used in my media product reflects the audience and their capabilities to understand. Therefore, the tone of voice I have used is the tone of voice hip hop fans speak and understand. Comparing to slang, the tone of voice refers to the artist with related characteristics. It's also written in first person. Question 6. From the process of constructing my magazine, I've learned numerous techniques and tools. I've learned the usage of a SLR camera to take photo shoots and different techniques allowing the user to create a professional photo shoot. I've learned how to use editing software such as Photoshop and InDesign to construct my magazine, and also the various techniques and tools used to create my professional designs. I have also learned how to use the web design tool, which is online based and is called Wix. I didn't realize that there was a web design tool, and therefore during the construction of my magazine and the website for gathering all my work, I've learned how to use this and its feature allowing to create professional looking websites under the Wix Association. I've also learned how to use social networking sites such as Twitter, which was complicated to get used to at first. After completing the case studies, I had a better insight into the key conventions that my music magazine should cover. These conventions included the masthead, cover lines, skylines, quotes, house styles, and color schemes. I feel that I've developed my teamwork skills rapidly. This is because the team had more communication with each other, allowing the smooth flow in completing tasks shared between each other. Question 7. During the progression of my music magazine, I've developed some new skills and have individually learned new techniques and features which I was not aware of before starting this project. When I was doing the preliminary drafts, the text import and layout seemed simple and not well designed. When comparisons were made to my final design and I've designed now, there was a vast variance in design, color scheme, image manipulation, and layout. I feel that I've developed my teamwork skills rapidly, which affected my working environment. As I had my team during the progression of my music magazine, I had support, and also having different team members can bring new skills and knowledge to the group, advancing the team in producing outstanding work. Other aspects of me developing the skills is the software used to design the music magazine. I use Adobe Photoshop CS5, which is editing software. When I first used this software, I had no idea on the features it contained and how it works, but throughout the production of my magazine, I developed my understanding in these tools promptly, and I now feel confident using them for future purposes.
Evaluation script by Adnan Tahir. The first question is, in what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? The front cover of my magazine follows the codes and conventions of typical magazines in numerous ways. Firstly, the masthead is at the top and the largest piece of text on the page. The visual branding is unique and in a clear, visible font, easy for the audience to understand, similar to how Vibe has its masthead. The featured artist is on the front cover and the light is hitting the surface of his face, giving a glow effect. The camera shot is a medium shot, as featured in many other magazines such as Vibe, Enemy, and The Source. The skyline features at the top with an oscillation of color. Vibe magazine performs the same procedure on the skyline in Chris Brown's edition of the magazine. Attire worn by the artist is casual and the beanie is slightly tilted back, giving a nonchalant, laid-back approach, and is not too flashy in costume, as the artist is a young talent just rising, making the piece realistic and purposeful. A low-angle shot was used to give a sense of prominence and also reflects rising star. Low-angle shots and medium shots are common in magazines with the same genre. However, Vibe magazine focuses mainly on medium shots and close-up shots for the front cover. A small fraction of a margin is given to the front cover, much like NME, giving the probability of losing material a lower chance, however also portraying as much material featured in the front cover as possible. The main cover line is featured on the left-hand side and is much bigger relative to other cover lines featured on the right, which are much smaller. This is to promote the main story and give emphasis upon it, making it the major attraction to the audience. This is similar to most magazines such as Vibe and The Source. However, Enemy sometimes features its main story in the middle to provide anchorage, or on the right hand side.